If you have ever tried getting Sinnoh Legendaries in Cobbleverse, you already know how confusing it is. Multiple dimensions, weird items and hidden mechanics. It's enough to make anyone give up. So today I'm breaking it all down. No more guessing, no more wasting hours. I'm going to simplify everything for you in one video. From the spear pillar to the distortion world. You'll know exactly where to go and what you need. So let's start with the absolute first step you need to take before you even think about hunting these legendaries. So before you move forward, you first need to locate the Team Galactic structures. There are three main ones: the Wind Plant, the Eterna Building and the Team Galactic HQ. And each one has its own leader. Now instead of randomly searching for the structure, there is actually a much easier way to find them. So you can grab three special items: the Turbine Key, the Secret Key and the Galactic Key card. Take these to the Sinnoh cartography table and combine them with an empty map. This will give you the exact location of each structure, the Wind Plant, the Eterna Building and the HQ, which make things way easier. Now once you have the location, here come the main part: clearing them. Each structure has a leader, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, and you need to defeat all three of them. And when you win, you'll receive a special jewel. Make sure you keep those because you'll need all three later. Now after defeating all three leaders, you'll unlock the final fight against Cyrus. Now once you defeat him, you'll receive the Red Chain, which is easily one of the most important items for summoning Dialga, Palkia and Giratina. But before we get to Dialga and Palkia, there are actually one more steps. So now we are going to use those proof items we got earlier to locate the Lake Guardian trio. Wait, didn't I tell you? You need to defeat the Hoenn champion first, otherwise Sinnoh structure won't spawn. Oh, maybe I forgot that line. Anyway, did you defeat the champion? Anyway, now we can finally move on to the Lake Guardian trio. So to find the Lake Guardian trio, Uxie, Mesprit and Azelf, you have to use the proof item that you got earlier from the Team Galactic leaders. Now then, just put the proof item into the Sinnoh cartography table with an empty map and you will get the exact location of these legendary structures. Now each one has its own location. Mesprit structure can be found in Cherry Group biome, Uxie can be found in Glacier Chasm and Azelf is in Arid Highland. So once you reach the structure, you will find a trial spawner inside the cave. Now defeat the Pokemon spawned there and the spawner will drop a special item. Now pick that item and use it on the altar, and that's how you summon the Lake Guardian. Now after summoning them, make sure you collect the jewel they drop because you'll need those later. So now it's time to find Dialga and Palkia. Now to locate their structure, use the radar and combine it with an empty map in the Sinnoh cartography table and you will get the exact location for it. Now follow the map and you will find the spear pillar. Now before summoning them, you need to collect the required items. So inside the Team Galactic HQ, you'll find two important items. That is the Adamant Orb and the Luster Orb. So one is usually hidden in these Crimson Woods and the other one is placed in an item frame. So make sure you check properly. Now for the summoning part, place either the Adamant Orb or the Luster Orb on the altar and then use the Red Chain. This will summon Dialga or Palkia depending on the orb you use. But here's the important part. The Red Chain is a single use, so after using it once, it will break. Now to fix this, you need the items or jewels you got from the Lake Guardian trio. Now just combine all three jewels with the broken Red Chain in a cartography table and you will get the Red Chain back. Now place the second orb on the altar and use the Red Chain again. That's how you summon the second legendary. Also after summoning them, make sure you take the item from the altar. You will get a flute-like item and it's very important later for Arceus. But for now, it's time for something different because next we are going into another dimension. So now it's time to get Giratina. So first you need to find a turnback cave. Though sadly this time you don't use a radar, but you need something called a old journal. Now to grab the old journal, you'll need 3 tone pages and 1 tone journal. Now you can get 1 tone page from the Wind Plant structure and here is the exact location and the other 2 are inside the Team Galactic HQ. Now for the tone journal, go inside the HQ library. Since you are already here picking one of the tone page, you might as well grab the journal too. Like if you just interact with this specific book right here, then it will unlock the secret entrance. Now just go through it and you will find a room containing the tone journal. Now once you have all 4 items, the 3 pages and the journal, then craft them together in the crafting table and you'll get the old journal. Now combine the old journal with an empty map inside the Sinnoh cartography table, and this will give you the exact location of the turnback cave. And once you reach there, look for the Distortion portal and go through it, and this will take you to the Distortion world. Now before going further, make sure you already have few things ready. And I'm sorry if you already go through it, but you'll need another red chain. So if you don't have one, like if you already spawned Dialga and Palkia, then you need to repeat the process again. Also make sure you bring a flying type Pokemon because moving around in this dimension can be really annoying. So once you are inside, start collecting the raw origin and smelt it in the furnace to get the origin ingot. You will need at least one ladder. Now craft the Distortion table using the Distortion 3 planks, and after that craft the Giratina radar and combine it with an empty map inside the Distortion table, and this will give the exact location of Giratina island. Now once you reach the island, go to the center and break through the black dome. Now inside you will find the altar. Now just use the red chain on it, and that's how you can summon Giratina. You can also get its origin form later by defeating Cynthia and getting the Arceus orb. And yeah, just a reminder again, make sure you collected at least one origin ingot while you are here because you really need it later. Now once you are done, look around for a Distortion portal. It should be somewhere near that island. Now go through it to return, and now we can move to the next legendary. So next up we have Heatran. To find its structure, use the Heatran radar and combine it with an empty map in the nether cartography table, and you will get the location in the nether west. Now once you reach there, your goal is to craft the Magma Stone, and for that you need two items, the Heat Fragment and the Heat Splinter. Both of these are obtained from the NPC inside the structure, so make sure you explore properly and defeat them. Now once you have both items, combine them in the crafting table and then take it to the Stark Forge. Now just use the lava to smelt it and you'll get the Magma Stone. Now just use the Magma Stone on the altar, and that's how you summon Heatran. And while you are at the structure, don't forget to check the treasure room. It's packed with multiple chests, gold block and even a keystone. So make sure you loot everything before you leave. And now that's done, let's move to the next one. So next we have Shaymin. Now for this one there's no radar, so you will have to explore the overworld and find the Flower Paradise yourself. Now once you find it, you'll need Professor Oak later. Now to get that, you must have all 5 Kanto starters in your team, that is Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu and Eevee. And once you have all of them, the letter will be added to your inventory. Now just go to the altar in the Flower Paradise and use the letter on it, and that's how you can summon Shaymin. But it doesn't end there. So you can craft the letter again using the Cresselia flowers, which means you can summon another Shaymin. And you still have one Cresselia flower left. Now use it on Shaymin during the day and it will change into the sky form. And if you use it again at night, it will go back to its normal form. And now that Shaymin is out of the way, we need to head back to the water because the next step involves a shipwreck and a very specific logbook. So next we have Cresselia. So first you need to find a shipwreck, because from there you will get the marine logbook. Now take that book and combine it with an empty map in a Sinnoh cartography table, and it will give you the location of Crescent Isle. Now once you reach the island, go inside the house and defeat the NPC there and you'll get the member card. By the way, also make sure that you pick up the lunar wing. It usually placed on the decks near the bed and it will be very important later on. Now take the member card and use it with an empty map in the Sinnoh cartography table to locate the full moon inn. And once you reach there, go inside and head to the top floor, and this is where the altar is located. But to summon Cresselia, you need to craft a dream catcher, which requires the lunar wing that we got earlier and 8 dream stream. The dream string are hidden all around this building, and most of them are actually tucked away inside barrels. Now to start your search, look right here under the teapot in the ground floor, and that's where you will find the first one. There are 8 in total and they are hidden everywhere, under beds, in the corner and even above the furniture. So I am going to show you all the location right now, and if it's moving too fast, just set the playback to 0.25x speed so you can see exactly which barrack I am opening. And finally, once you reach the top floor, then open this gimme gold chest right here near the altar, and that's where you will grab the last of the string. Now once you have everything, grab the dream catcher and use it on the altar, and Cresselia will spawn on the second floor of this building. Now you can defeat it or catch it, but don't forget to pick up the moonlight amulet. which you will get when you summon that Cresselia, because you will need it for the next legendary. So now things get a bit darker, because next we are going to Nightmare Dimension. So next up is one of my personal favorite Pokemon, Darkrai. To start his hunting, you are going to need the Moonlight Amulet that you got after summoning Cresselia. Now hold the Moonlight Amulet in your hand and go to sleep during the night, and this will teleport you straight into the Nightmare Dimension. Now once you are inside the creepy old place, your goal is to collect 8 Nightmare Strings. These are hidden all around the structure, mostly inside barrels stuck under furniture like beds, table or bookshelf. The locations are a bit different this time, and it's very easy to miss them in the dark corner. So I'll quickly show you all the locations right now. Again, if this is moving too fast, just set the playback to 0.25x speed, so you can see exactly which barrel I'm opening. Now once you have all 8 Nightmare Strings, combine them with the Moonlight Amulet in the crafting table to get the Nightmare Weaver. Now just take the Nightmare Weaver and right click on the altar, and that's how you can summon Darkrai. By the way, it's also spawned in the second floor of this build. Now after defeating or capturing Darkrai, you will be teleported back to your overworld. And now that you have captured Darkrai, let's move on to the next legendary, or I say mythical. So next we have Manaphy and Phione. Now for this one, there's no radar, so you have to explore the deep cold ocean and find the structure manually. And once you find the structure, go inside and look for a barrel, and inside it you'll find a Manaphy egg along with some other loot. Now just wait 5 minutes for that egg to hatch and you will get Manaphy. Now to get Phione, you simply need to have Manaphy, and once you have it, you can breed it with a Ditto, and this will give you a Phione egg. And now that's done, let's move to the one of the final challenge of the video, the Colossal Titan. Now this is one of the hardest legendary to get, Regigigas. And to even have a chance to summoning it, you will need all 5 Regis in your team. So I already covered Regigice, Regirock and Registeel in my previous guide, so I won't go too deep into those again. But apart from these, you still need Regieleki and Regidragon. But I will be making a full guide on all the remaining legendary Pokemon soon. So if you want to see that, make sure to drop a like. Let's aim for 200 likes on this video, and I will cover every single remaining legendary in Cobbleverse as soon as possible. So now for the final step, you will need the Titan Relic. You can craft this by combining all the different Regiores together. And once you have the relic and all 5 Regis in your party, head over to the Snow Point Temple. You can find the Snow Point Temple by using the radar and by empty map in the Sinnoh cartography table. Now inside you will find the massive Regigigas statue. Now just use the Titan Relic on it, and that's how you summon Regigigas. Anyway, now it's time for the final one. So finally, the last one, the creator itself, Arceus. Now to summon Arceus, first you need to craft the Azure Flute, and for that you need that Temporal Fruit from Dialga and Spatial Fruit from Palkia, and one Origin Ingot, which you should have collected from the Distortion world earlier, right? Now once you have all those 3, you can craft the flute. But now come the hardest part. You need to collect all 18 plates. So 8 of them can be found in Sinnoh gyms, and the remaining 10 are hidden inside the Sinnoh League. Some of these are really well hidden, so make sure you explore every room and every corner properly. Now once you have the Azure Flute and all 18 plates in your inventory, use the flute and you will be taken to the Origin Dimension. Now walk to the very end of the structure and place all 18 plates on the altar, and once you place the final one, Arceus will be summoned. Now while you are here, you can also battle and to get the items needed to transform Dialga and Palkia into their origin form. And yeah, that's how you get every Sinnoh legendary in Cobbleverse. So if this guide helped you, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.